Very good morning to everyone. As part of our Python learning journey, we are going to explore the Python programming language in next. So in last session, we had seen how to work with interactive prompt, Python interactive prompt to execute commands. And then we had seen about disadvantages and merits about interactive prompt. So some of the points that we have to consider when we work with interactive prompts are listed here. Right now I have listed some of them. So in interactive prompt, when you try to use a variable before assigning a value, it will show that as an error. It is common in Python. So as there is no data type declaration part in the Python, we will directly use the variable. When we assign a value to a variable, at that moment, we define the data type for that variable right now. In that way, the Python works. That I believe I have explained that in detail in the previous session. There is no declaration part in Python. We do that when we assign a value to a variable. Right now, it works in that way. If you use a variable before giving any value to that, it will be thrown as an error, right? So when it comes to this multi-line statement, like if, for, while, these sort of statements, right? So you have to terminate them by a blank line, right? So let me show you an example of the looping statement, that multi-line statement used in Python interactive prompt. Right now, let me bring the Python interactive prompt first. Okay, we are in Python prompt now. Here, I use like for action Python programming. Sorry. So when we use these sort of multi-line statement, the second line, they will give the dot, dot, dot like that. So here I say print X, right? When you give like that, you cannot give it in the same indent. We have to put a tab here. We have to do an indent for that. Then after doing it, how we have to end this statement? To end this statement, give a blank line. When you give a blank line, at that moment, you have terminated the thing. Next thing is, in order to execute it, give one more enter. So it is like they are using a two blank line. That means after your multi-line statement, you have to give two blank line to execute that multi-line statement. So it is in that way. So you have to follow this method. So when we have a multi-line statement, we have to follow, we have to terminate that by one blank line, and in order to execute it, we have to give another enter, something like that. Then interactive prompt, run one program statement at a time. So actually it is a typo, one program statement at a time. So when it is when you give some programming statement in interactive prompt, you cannot give multiple statements. That is not possible. You have to, that it will execute only one programming statement at a time, right? So it works in that way. So these are the points that we have to consider when we work with interactive prompt. Moving forward, we are going to discuss about Python modules. What is Python modules? The Python program written in a file is called as module script. like that. Module, script, program, it has different different names. But the standard name used for Python script written in a file is called as module. Okay, no. The Python modules can be developed using any text editor like Notepad, WordPad, whatever it is. We can develop the Python modules using any like a text editor which is available. Maybe it can be Notepad++, WordPad, like that. Whatever it is, you can use it. Then Python uses hash as a commenting symbol. In C, we have double line comment. No, so sorry. We have a single line comment, double slash, right? We use that for commenting in C, C++. When it is a multi-line, we use a slash star right now. In Python, they use hash for commenting. So this is a symbol used to comment your program, or when you want to add a comment to your programming lines, you can use hash, right? That is the thing. Then the Python modules can be run in C command prompt using following syntax. When you want to run your Python module that you have written in a file in command prompt, the syntax to be used is Python. Maybe here the Python means the Python path should be configured. I believe I have explained the complete step how to configure the path in Windows system. If it has been done, you go to your working directory in which you are storing all your Python files. Then you give a command Python in command prompt. Then you have to give the module name. So it is good to, it is not good. We have to end every Python module. The extension of Python module should be .py, right? Store the file name with the extension .py, right? That is recommended. When we, so this is how we used to create Python modules in a very easiest way. We can use Notepad, something like that. I believe I will demonstrate how to create a Python module using the Notepad and how to execute it right now. So not only general purpose editor that we have like Notepad, Notepad++, WordPad. When we install Python, the Python comes along with a editor. That editor is called as idle editor. So it has all GUI feature that every other editor has, like find, replace, go to, and then it has additional feature as well. It can differentiate your comment and programs, library functions, and then user defined functions with different colors. Those are the advantage that we have with idle editor. The idle editor is a free GUI or integrated development environment. Free integrated development environment comes along with Python installation. So we no need to pay to anyone to get the GUI. From my view, the ideal is a very best. We can achieve most of the things that we achieve with another IDE with idle right now. That is enough. No need to go for any paid version. Idle can be invoked using the following command in command line. When you want to invoke the idle, so there is a command we have. So the syntax, the command is Python space -m idlelib, then your module name. So when you want to open a module in using idle, use the command Python -m idlelib filename.py. Right now, let me demonstrate these commands like Python compiling programs in command line, those things. For that, first let me come out from Python interactive prompt. For that, in Windows system, you have to use Control-Z. When you do that, you will come out from interactive prompt. Now let me list out the Python files that I have. I have a first script.py and acc.py. When I want to run a Python module, use in command prompt, just I can say Python acc.py. When I do so, automatically the programs that I have, that means programming statement that I have in my acc.py will be executed. right? So here it is like it is printing ACC. ACC is connected to the channel 1 and run at the speed of 250 kilobit per second. That is printed. We will see what is there in that one later point of time. So to see that one, I'm going to I'm going to use notepad and then we'll go for idle, right? In order to open it using notepad, I just say notepad acc.py. When I give this command, my acc module will be, that is JSTP module will be opened in notepad. Right, I have a code here. This is the code that I have in that file. So here, first line is a comment. So in order to give a comment in Python, we have to use hash symbol. So here I have included ACC node detail. And then I have a variable called ECU name. See here, we do not know, there is no clue in that programming statement whether the issue name is string or int or whatever it is. So we just have a variable name ECU underscore name and then we give value ACC. As I am giving a string value to ECU underscore name, that ECU underscore name will be considered as string data type. So it is in that way. Then I assign a channel value. Then I define another variable called channel. For that I give value 1. When I give 1 to channel, which means that I consider channel as an integer. Then we are giving baud rate. Baud rate, every automotive issue used to run with a serial baud rate. So here it is 250 kbps, right? For that's why I give 250,000. So that has been given as a baud rate. Then the network file, that means a database file or network that we are going to use is ACC underscore vehicle underscore network. That is the network file that we are going to use. Finally, I print ECU name. So I print the variable ECU underscore name. So that will print, then that should print ACC. That's why we are getting ACC in the command line right now. Then we have another statement, print percentage S is connected to the channel percentage D and run at the speed percentage D kbps per second. Right. So we have defined a variables here now, issue name, channel, baud rate. We are going to use them in this formatted output. Here what we are doing, we have given percentage S is connected to the channel percentage D and run at the speed of percentage D. In case of this percentage S, I am going to replace that with the name of the issue, which is ACC. ACC is connected to the channel. The value of channel is 1. So I will get ACC is connected to the channel 1 and run at the speed of, I have 50,000 here, but I have to display here 250. For that, I am dividing that by 1000. So all the input for formatted output are given within a parenthesis after a percentage symbol. Right now in printf, so in C, in Capel, after formatted text, we used to put a comma and then we give the entities right now. Here it is not the case. You have to use the function print and then inside your format, inside a double quotes, you give a formatted text. Then outside respective format identifier, you encode there. After that percentage, then within a parenthesis, you have to give the input to your formatted text. So the variables should be passed here. So now the things are ready to execute that. I can just use Python acc.py. That will be executed. But when you see that file, it is not commented perfectly. So we just declared variable and we didn't give a proper comment. Right now, I want to give a proper comments for the file that I created using an idle editor. So why I'm using a notepad and idle editor, all these things, I am just want to give you an idea how to create a Python module. What are the different ways in which we can create Python module without installing any further new software right now. So now Python -m idlelib space acc.py. So this is the command. This will invoke. This will open your ACC, your module in the idle editor. That's all. Now we have. Now what I'm going to do, now we have a GUI to edit. So here I'm going to add comments like assign name of the ECU. Then assign can channel baud rate database name. Here we print ECU name. Print few details. Right. So that's the thing. Just I save that. I have done it. So after doing it, you can even run it using idle editor also. That is also possible. You can go and run module. And here you are getting output in the idle shell itself. So there is an output window in idle itself. There itself you can run and see the result. But from my view, we can use this for an editor. For execution, again, we can come back to the command line. That is very easy for us to work with. Right. So here we have what I have executed. No, for that we have an assignment or experiment to try. Right. I have them as a problem statement. Let us do one by one now. Create a module name ACC. First, we have to create a module name. Let me delete that del acc.py. Right. So I don't have that file now. I'm going to create that file from the scratch. For that, we have to use notepad. Let me do that initially via notepad. acc.py. The py is an extension for Python files. Right? So do you want to create a new file? Yes, I want to create. Right. So it is an empty file. Now I say ACC module details. Then I say ECU name is equal to ACC. So I say assign name. I think they have steps, right? I created the module acc.py. After the define ECU name is equal to ACC. Network name as ACC vehicle network and baud rate as 250 kilobits per seconds. Right. So to declare a variable in Python inside a module, just to give a variable name, that's all. And then you give an input value to that. Based on the input value, they will assume the data type. They're asking us to do issue name, network name. channel and baud rate. 250 kbps is 250,000 right now. So these are the variables. So one is a string variable, another one is a string variable. This is an integer variable. Baud rate is also an integer variable. Right. Then print ECU connected with respect to your network at baud rate defined in the screen. What they are saying, print ECU is connected to a respective network at the baud rate defined in the screen. So whatever in place of ECU, we have to say what ECU it is, and then network name we have to print, and then respective baud rate. So we have to say, let me print percentage S is connected in percentage yes in channel percentage D at run at percentage D KB per second, right? So this is formatted text. Here we have to give a percentage, then we have to open a parenthesis, open and close parenthesis. Within parenthesis, we have to give entry names. First one is ECU underscore name, comma. Then we have connected in network variable, then channel, right? Then baud rate. Baud rate, we have 50,000. To convert that into 250, we have to divide it by 1,000 right now. Right, 250,000 divided by 1,000. So when I use an expression, I have to put that within the parenthesis. That is one more thing. So after doing it, now the program is ready. Let me save that using Control S. The program is ready. So assign network. Already. So then assign channel. Finally, find baud rate. Finally, we have print module details. Right. Now the program is ready. Stage is set. We have to execute it. To execute that, they have given you run the script in command line. How to run the script in command line? In order to run the script in command line, we have to use the command Python followed by module name dot py. So we are getting like ACC is connected in ACC vehicle network in channel. Actually, we can say with in channel 1 and run at those details are not clear. Let me reframe them. I think there is something connected with yes in channel A and run at the speed of 250 kilobits per second. This is the correct statement. Right. So let me come back. So ACC connected with ACC vehicle network in channel 1 and run at the speed of 250 kilobits per second. So that is printed. Right. That is was asked um, in the problem statement. Then they are asking us to comment a program. I believe we have commented them. Right. We have commented them. Right. Then the next step is open the script in idle and change the baud rate to 500 kbps per second. Now we have done a program in notepad. We want to open that in idle and want to change the baud rate value to 500 kbps per second. Right. So in order to do that, what we have to do? For that, we have to open the code in idle. So based on the explanation that I gave before, the command to open module in idle is python -m space -n, then space idle lib, then module name acc.py. This will open our module in idle right now. So let me click that. So I have my programs in here. So I have to change the value of baud rate from 250 to 500. Now it is 500,000. So we change that one. Let us see now how the program behaves. After doing it, I just save that. But this time I'm going to run the program in idle itself. In order to do that, come here and select run module or press F5. But still what we are getting ACC is connected to ACC vehicle channel 1 and the speed of 250 kilobits per second only it is showing. Why? Right now. Reason is we have hard coded here. So copy this and put that here. There is a issue. There is a bug. I think we have, instead of giving variable, we have given directly hard coded that. So Control S. Now let me run the module. So ACC connected with the ACC vehicle network in channel 1 and run at the speed of 500 kbps per second. That's all. All right. Okay, team. That's all for today. Let me recap what we learned today. We understood what does mean by module and then different features that we use like comment, how to use comment in module, how to um, like sequence the programming commands in the module, and then what are the different ways to create a Python modules, maybe using notepad, using idle, those things we had seen, and then how to run a Python module in a command prompt that we had seen, and how to run a program using idle. Those things we had seen. These are fundamentals. After knowing these things only, we can do a complex applications using Python. So that's why I am covering all these basics things. So we have given a complete notes on what we had explained here, like how to run a Python module in command line and how to open a Python module using idle editor and how to run it there. So everything has been documented. Okay, team. Today I end the session with this one and will catch you with more detail in upcoming session. Thank you. Thank you for watching.